Hey y'all, Jay the Haitian over here. I am out here finishing up some work that I had to do this past weekend. Um, Getting ready to pretty much put out a bunch of other work. But really want to make this video because I actually just finished watching a YouTube video by this YouTuber that I just started really paying attention to, listening to. His name is Hindsight, or at least the profile page is Hindsight, and Jamaican guy talks about spirituality, talks about basically self love, and getting rid of negative thoughts, those types of things. So what I'm gonna start doing is when I start making these videos like this, especially when it comes to spirituality, I'm gonna find the connection between them and business, because at the end of the day, that's if you're in the line of what I do as far as entrepreneurship, and you are own your own business or businesses, and you're struggling with also going through your spiritual journey, there is a tie between the two of them. So there's always going to be some kind of connection. Anything that you can learn from your spiritual journey, you can actually apply it into your business as well. So that's what I'm going to try to start doing and implementing and trying to connect the two, because it works for me. It gives me more of a better understanding, so that way I'm not automatically just thinking about everything as it's an emotional thing, or it's something that is just me, it's in my head. When a lot of times we could be getting these notions from a everyday life, and it could point us into a direction of where we might need to be, and not even realizing that until something shows us something else. So with that, I wanted to really touch on, it's like in business, a lot of times we don't have no idea what we're doing. Like, we're just really just trying out different things, and it's like trial and error period, and we're doing that for as long as we can till something pops off, and then if that doesn't work out in our favor, then we go on to the next thing. It's the same thing when it comes to spirituality. And that's something that I have noticed, because I've always been in the mind frame of, I know what the end line is going to be, I know what the end game is going to be, and I usually have an idea of what my next move is as well. Granted, I have been learning it along the way on my actual journey with it comes to spirituality, but it hasn't been clear and cut. So I have to literally go through something, then investigate on why I went through that thing, and then possibly I don't even know why until after the fact, and then ultimately being okay with whatever that thing might be that I had to go through, and understand that it's going to work out for me. And then somehow, some way, it's also going to translate into my business. So one of the things that I want to actually to really talk about today was this vision board meeting that I had went on a couple weeks ago, and it was awesome because I had no idea how it was gonna go, how it was gonna pan out. Having to buy magazines and cut them up and create a vision board as far as what I wanted my business to look like and stuff like that. And then when I got there, it was that, and then understanding us individually, spiritually. So we had tarot cards out and everything, and it was just really using spirit to guide us when it comes to the answers that we have for our businesses, and ultimately how we see for ourselves. And how we see ourselves is what's going to translate through our business as well. So if I'm treating myself with the utmost regard, and basically showing that I can handle anything that comes my way, I have to treat that same thing when it comes to my business. It can't really be different. It's always going to echo out some form of fashion. So when I think about those types of things, I start really not paying more attention to how I am operating on a personal level. And if something is on my mind and it's bothering me, am I going to dwell on it, or am I going to move forward and find the solution to it? Same thing goes with business. If something happens in the middle of you conducting business, are you going to dwell on it, or are you going to move forward and find a solution to it? And this is really what it all comes down to at the end of the day. Because again, I'm not gonna. I have definitely been seeing, since I've been on this spiritual journey, that I don't know what the hell I'm doing. That I'm learning as I go along when things pop up. Spiritual, doing the shadow work and reaching out and actually getting help, and not being afraid or ashamed to actually get help from others, and understand that we are all going through some form or fashion of this. And unfortunately, with COVID, it's forced a lot of us to have to go through this. But then I also feel like it was necessary as well, because without going through it, there's some things about us that we might not even realize that need to be fixed. And that was me. Like, when I first started really doing my journey, in its entirety, it was with weight loss. So I had lost a bunch of weight, had to basically get myself out of depression. I had to stop doing a lot of things that I was doing as far as like drinking and smoking all the time, and relying on those things and becoming really dependent on them and not realizing that I was destroying myself. So it wasn't until I got tired of being depressed, tired of being sad, tired of being in this low vibrating place is when I really start to pick my shit up. Starting to do better, starting to love myself more, starting to take care of myself more. I would do certain things that I didn't do before that showed that I cared about me. So when I finally started doing that, that's when those things started working out for me in a better light. So it was me having to really get tired of that first feeling to be able to get something else. That way I can start really projecting and attracting the things that I really wanted. Same thing going to go see your business. Something that you've been doing for so long isn't working for you anymore, or it's not working at all, is learning that to find something else to do so that way you can get the results that you want. And so it's like a lot of us, we always say there's no work, there's no work, there's no work, but are you putting enough work out? Are you at least doing it to where you are practicing on your crafts? You are learning something new every day. And that's still something that I learn till this day when it comes to my businesses. And even though I want to be able to perfect everything and be the best at everything, but at the end of the day, I'm still learning this shit. I'm still putting it together. And being okay with going through that process and being okay with not really knowing every time having that next step, which is why it's inevitable for us to really reach out and get assistance from other people. So when we can start doing that and we're okay with doing so, then you can start really seeing some progress. Don't be ashamed that somebody else is gonna assist you in something that you feel like you should have already known. Who cares? They're not really thinking about it in that way. And if they are, who gives a fuck? You can still use that to your benefit. Use everything to your benefit. Every connection that you have. This is why I say it's important that you are deliberate. Don't just meet people just to meet people. Meet people with an intention behind it. Meet people that's gonna reciprocate the same energy that you put out. You know what I mean? So you have to pay attention to those types of things. And then it's going to start aligning you in the place that you need to be. And that's really what it all comes down to. So I love being able to really now finding that connection between spirituality and business. Because without that, you're going to find things in your business you're not going to be able to handle because you didn't go through them and handle them in your own spiritual and your personal journey. You're going to bypass it or try to find a shortcut. And then it's going to end up kind of fucking up on its own at the end. So to avoid that, you go through the shit, no matter how ugly it might seem at that time, but knowing that you going through that shit is going to basically create a stronger bond for yourself and create stronger connections for your business. So that way it can really be able to withstand the hard times that are going to come. Because they're going to fucking come. We can't say that's not going to happen. But then they get easier because now you have a different mindset about how to attack it. And you're not going to let it attack you. You know what I mean? So that's how I'm feeling right now when it comes to a lot of different things. And definitely paying attention to how I feel in general. And realizing that if it's something that I can do that can change that up, do it at that time. Otherwise, just go through it or leave it the fuck alone. Because at the end of the day, I don't want to be focused on something that is not working out for me. And I'm focused on it for so long, which I've been so used to doing for so long. But focusing on that one thing that's not benefiting me and then making it become my norm. That shit sucks. That shit fucking sucks. Nobody wants to fucking go through that shit. So to change that, we change what we do. We change how we act. We change how we respond. And then we act accordingly with the next thing. Like, be at that point, if you change the shit up, you're going to get different results. And you got to be prepared for whatever is going to happen after that. And don't be scared of this shit. So I wanted to share that what you guys thought about it as well. Now, I'm pretty sure I'm not the only person that's been thinking like this, but just reach out and let me know, where your heads are at as far as how, and when it comes to your business, how has you overcoming your spiritual or going through your spiritual journey? I'm pretty sure it's a constant one at that, been helping you grow your business. You know what I mean? So take that into consideration. Let me know what you guys think. As always, I appreciate you guys for watching my clips, and I'll catch you on the next one, all right? Love y'all.